Hello, welcome to the second last section of the course, Collections. In this section, we will be looking at counter, dec, ordered dictionary, default dictionary, and named tuple. Now we move on to the first video of this section, counter. In this video, we are going to use the update function method to update an empty counter. Then we will update the existing input to the counter and increase the frequency of the existing input sequence of strings to the counter. Also, we will see the usage of counters. Before beginning with counter, we will first see what is a collection. The answer to this question can be well understood by the day-to-day examples from our lives. Everyone has seen a collection of stamps, a collection of books, or collection of flowers, and so on. So basically, we group items in a collection. What type of items does a collection contain? Pretty sure this question would be the next one. Well, a collection can contain either one type of item, for example, a collection of flowers, or the collection can be a hybrid collection, for example, a collection of books and magazines. In Python programming, each collection has unique characteristic and can be used to achieve the desired outcome. All the collections are part of the Collections module. You can learn more about collection at this link. So, what do you think is a counter? Counter is a container and it tracks the frequency of values. Container is a generic word, which means anything that can hold anything. This is the syntax for counter. With parenthesis, we can add anything. We will see an example. In this example, we directly use the Python command line. Before using counter, you will need to import the Collections module. Here we pass on a list of characters to counter. The counter processes the list and returns the frequency of each character. Frequency means how many times each character occurs within the list. The outcome is in the form of a dictionary, where each character of the input list becomes a key, and its frequency becomes the value of that key. For example, D is the key and 4 is the value, which means the character D has appeared 4 times on the list. Let's view another example. So we move to our Python shell. We first import collections and state the counter. We provide a sequence of strings directly to the counter. Here, in this case, even empty spaces are taken into account and their frequency is calculated. We will look at another example. Here, we create a list of movies, and then pass on the list to the counter, which returns the frequency of the movies present in the list. At any given time during programming, if there is a need to add more values to the existing counter, then the update function method can be used instead of creating a new counter. We will see an example now. Here we try to update an empty counter using the update method and pass in locarno_cain to the method. Thereby the counter returns frequency of each character. Did you notice that empty space also has a frequency? Let's take another example. Here we first enter a sequence and then we use the update method to update the existing sequence of strings provided to the counter. And the counter returns the frequency of the updated string. We will now learn to increase the frequency of the input string with this example. We input a counter as Harry Potter. Then we use the update method to increase the frequency of characters A and P to the existing sequence of strings, and then call co. We get the output of the updated counter. So far our examples were demonstrated using Python idle GUI. Now we will see the usage of the counter by creating a Python file. In our Notepad++, we add this code. Here we try to compare the stream of strings provided as input to the counter with another stream of strings. In this case, counter prints out only the frequency of the sequence of strings we want to compare and not the input string to the counter. We save this file and run it. Counter does not raise key error for unknown items. If a value is not found in the input string, as with WK and question mark, then its count is 0. We will look at another example where we will deal with the basic file operations. Here we provide a text file which has sentences and we provide this file to counter as input. The text shown here will serve as input to the counter. Now let's look at the code for passing the text file as the input to the counter. This is our code. The program gives the frequency of all the characters present in the text file. We use the open function to open the file in read mode, and file text variable serves as a handle to this file handling operation. We use the for loop and update our counter with inputs from the file one by one. We save this file and run the program. Yeah, we get the required result. There could be a scenario where you might require to choose the first 5 letters of higher frequency. Here you can achieve the desired outcome using the most common method. This is the syntax. Let's look at an example. We have modified our previous example, and now we are trying to retrieve the first 5 letters of higher frequency. Here we have simply made use of the most common method of counter. We save this file and run it. As you can see, the frequency is printed in descending order. In Python Collection Counter, you can apply the set operations, such as addition, subtraction, union, and intersection. Let's take one example to illustrate the set operations. We add this code. Here, we are performing set operations on 2 counters. We have done addition, subtraction, union, and intersection on both the sets. We add the tab. We save this file and run it. When we run this, we get the result as shown here. So, we have learned about counter and its usage.